movements in the
Yes,
red.
yeah.
Looks good.
Yeah, I had to like tighten up my little shirt here because it's falling off my shoulders. Okay,
That's what
hold
I'm
on.
talking about.
Hold on, we're going live. Hold on, y'all. Hold on.
Yeah.
I gotta talk myself through this. Share in a group. There we go. Next, here we go. Here we go, everyone. Oh, okay. Okay, Zoom is saying we gotta wait on the technology. Let me close that. Preparing to live stream. Let me make sure no one's texting me. Because like I love when I get the Keita, can you like
Right?
I love that you're doing keto.
oh
Keto.
Akita's on the keto. Okay, 5 days of focus live. Okay, nope, that's not what I want to say. Oh, come on.
No way. I can't smell your breath.
It is rescue remedy for stress. Have you gotten my package yet, Cassandra?
No. What did you send me?
Oh, it's a family gift. It's everybody's got a little something for everybody. So everybody's going to get it. Mostly because I was thinking about what your dad had said in that last Zoom call where he's like, I'm going to write letters to everybody. So I wrote a letter and then I put little gifts together for the kids and the Cody.
According
something
to
for Cody. Oh, are we ready?
We're live. Here we go.
Oh.
All right. So in 2 minutes. So this is where we just smile and look pretty. Well done, ladies. Well done. So for anyone tuning in, you know the drill. If you are watching the replay, fast forward through the first like 2 to 3 minutes because this is just us getting our tech together. Oh, look, we have 3 boxes. Look at us. We're so fancy. Hi, Monica. Hi, Maggie. Okay, here you go. Okay, I got a hi back. All right. All right. 1 minute and counting. I haven't been this excited since yesterday. I literally was like, what am I going to wear?
You picked good. I like the top. It's very
I feel
pretty.
like I'm protecting the realm. Like it's like Mad Max and the Thunderdome meets cozy long sleeve shirt.
I love it. It's like Janet Jackson.
Like very Rhythm Nation. I just want to give all the shoulders. Well, it came with a warning label. So it had a warning label about, you know, being careful with the studding. I'm like, well, who's running around like tackling folks? And I'm like, glad they put this on here. Obviously, dry clean only.
Okay.
Hey, Maggie. Hey, Monica. All right, it's 3:00 on the dot, everyone. Look alive, look alive. We got our light rings on. We're fabulous. Hello, hello, hello. I am Keita Williams, founder and chief strategist of Success Bully. Success Bully is an elite accountability practice, so that makes me your personal professional butt kicker. We are so excited. Thank you for joining us for the 5 days of Focus Live. Before we jump into chatting with our amazing guests, I have a few announcements for you. This is part of the 5 days of Focus challenge. Our 5 days of Focus challenge actually starts on October 12th, and it is 5 days focused on goal setting, accountability, action planning, getting stuff done, getting out of your own way, and getting into action. So we're excited about that coming up. So if your first name begins with the letters A through K, Monica is your personal concierge, and Monica will be reaching out to help you get registered. If your first name begins with the letters L through Z, Maggie is your personal concierge. Maggie loves it when I say it that way, concierge. And Maggie will be helping you get registered, help you get everything you need, answer all of your questions. So look for messages from them in your DMs. So if you haven't gotten a friend request, look for that soon. Also, if you just want to sign up and bypass the line, you can go to successbully.com/challenge and claim your spot in the 5 Days of Focus challenge that starts on October 12th. I'm almost out of breath. So excited about that. And I am so like over the moon. Like I wasn't even sure what to wear today because I wanted to express my excitement. I was looking for a feather boa. Sadly, I don't have one in my closet. One would think I would have a number of those, right?
Now we know what to get you for Christmas.
Now you know Christmas feather boas. I'd like to welcome Cassandra Goldston, who is the CEO of PartnerTap, and Autum Grimm, who is the CRO of PartnerTap. And I have to give you a little backstory. We met, what was that, like 3 years ago? Almost 4 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I believe we all met at F-Bomb. Is that, I think that, I feel like that's it. Yeah.
Riveter.
At the Riveter, yes. So we've all circled around one another for the last few years, and I'd be minding my business in Bellevue, walking down the street, and someone would honk their horn at me, and it would be Cass and Autumn. And they have
Oh,
yeah.
Yep. Following great women. You
Just
know, that's
all
how
the
we
great
go.
women, just overlapping. And they have been major guests on our podcast back in the day. Also, like, so supportive of me stretching and growing in Success Bully. I think you were one of the first people to hire me to do a corporate workshop around goal setting, and now that's like a whole thing.
awesome.
That's a
They're
whole
the
thing.
best.
A whole thing, and we're doing that with some of the big tech brands like Microsoft, Facebook, and we've done it with WeWork Labs. So like you were the first to really give me a chance to come in and work with the team all around goal setting. So it means the world to me that you would make space to be on this new version of content that we're building all around the 5 Days of Focus. So I'm going to give our viewers a little bit of backstory on the company and a little bit of backstory on you. And then I'm going to jump into my rapid fire questions. Well, it's more of a conversation, less of a rapid fire. So
Yay.
PartnerTap is in the sexy space of B2B SaaS. Is that what the sexy space of B2B SaaS? Love saying that. PartnerTap helps companies generate more revenue from each partnership. The PartnerTap ecosystem platform helps channel and sales teams identify the biggest revenue opportunities with each partner and share relevant information to sell into shared accounts. So like you were the first to market with this, right?
Correct.
You saw the need. Oh, I can't wait for the backstory on this one. This is amazing. And so fast forward from like three and a half years ago, PartnerTap is now the leading partner sales platform for enterprise sales reps with sales teams from ADP, SAP Concur, LogMeIn, DXC, and many more. Like you've built like the biggest of the biggest is now partnered with PartnerTap. And it directly connects thousands of channel teams and sales reps across companies so they can uncover new opportunities and drive more revenue for each partnership. Cassandra is responsible for the strategic vision of PartnerTap. Prior to PartnerTap, her career has been as a top performer and a sales performer in a SaaS company. She obtained multiple President's Clubs and awards, and she's driven to make partnerships more lucrative through PartnerTap. And she's also passionate about giving back to charities and youth organizations, especially partnering with organizations that focus on autism. She also is like passionate about supporting other female entrepreneurs, and that is like, to me, Autumn is responsible for revenue and like all the things Autumn. All I can say is all the things Autumn. For revenue, demand generation, operations, and business development. Over the past 15 years, Autumn has spent her time selling to domestic and international companies, as well as leading and developing top producing sales teams. She is passionate about equality in the workplace and works feverishly, and she walks the walk when it comes to celebrating diversity. And I can't even say enough about these ladies. So get ready. Get those questions ready. I hope you have your notebooks in front of you because there are going to be mic drops today. I guarantee it. So my first question And I love like the backstory, because there's a story and then there's a backstory. So I'd love to tell us a little more about how you two got connected with one another, how you met, because I know there was a little bit of competition. So tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, here we go.
I love the story though.
Well, Autumn hates it when I tell a story, so I'm going to tell the story. We actually met, I think, about 15 years ago now, and we were in software sales. We worked for a wonderful woman who was our sales director. And Autumn and I were pretty competitive because it was either Autumn was number one or I was number one. And it wasn't for about 12 months that we attained our first President's Club together. And we took a trip to Monte Carlo and toasted champagne. Our husbands became fast friends. And it was there that we looked at each other and said, why are we competing? Why aren't we friends? And it was thick as thieves after that. But what I can say is that Autumn and I were so blessed to work for very powerful business executives that were women. Our director was a woman. We worked for her for 10 straight years in 2 different companies. Her boss was a woman. Her boss's boss was a woman. And she actually just made an investment in our company. So we just have been able to have an example prior to founding this company that it doesn't matter your gender, you can go do big things. Either if it's climbing the corporate ladder or if it's going and building your own company. So we're just so lucky we found each other and have been able to work together on the most complex problems, I would say.
And I think that that's important. I love the back. In Monte Carlo, we decided we were going to be friends.
Casino Royale. No joke. It was
So
beautiful.
when you initially started PartnerTap, what was the aha moment? And then did you start as like, were you side hustlers or did you like burn the boats Tony Robbins style? Like how did you approach it?
You take this one, Autumn.
Man, this is a very interesting part of our journey. We were always groomed to think about what could we fix within the context of our workplace. And one of the things that this brilliant woman that I work with, that I've aligned myself with, Cassandra, came to me on one day was, I think there's something that hasn't been fixed that needs to be fixed. And she got me to come up to a conference room and she whiteboarded the concept of being able to have an application that shares really trusted information between you and your tier 1 partners in your ecosystem, so that you would be able to always know which partners were actively involved within a customer or prospect's business, as well as you would be able to do the same for them. So you're really trusted partners. And at the time, I was, I had my eyes set on potentially moving up in the company and making different changes in the organization. And Cassandra, she is the most amazing salesperson ever that I've ever been around. Sold me into leaving my job and going with her to go build the company. So, it took us some time to leave our roles and to go make the leap into founding a company. But during the time that we were building PartnerTap in concept, we would work at night. We would go after hours, after our day jobs. We had younger children. My kids were still in school, and Cassandra obviously had younger children too. We would make arrangements. We would go to a workspace and we would conceptualize on a couple of nights a week. And then on the weekends, we'd get together and we'd conceptualize. But at one point she came to me and we had companies that wanted to buy our platform. And we thought, is this really it? Is this it? You always hear about people talking about when it's time and your company is ready. And it was time. It was absolutely time. We had customers. It was, we couldn't sell for 2 companies. So on the same day, she came to me and said, let's make a change. Let's go do this right now. Let's be brave and bold and do something amazing and trust in ourselves and trust in the future and what we've created and our team. And let's just go do it. And so we did. And then we called our husbands after that. Literally on the same day, we're in the car like, honey,
Funny
so
story.
don't panic. Don't freak out. But that literally was, we did have, obviously had very successful careers. So we were able to fund our company on our own and create the inner workings of the business as we launched. So our company was seeded by our money initially.
I love it. Well, I think that speaks to that yes and. That like if you really want to do something, it's a yes and, it's not an either or. And that you, even with a family and a high powered career, you made space for this. You made space for it, and when it was time, it was time. And I as a former side hustler, now full-time bully, the same thing. It was late nights, early mornings. It was, moving to a different part of town so I could shorten my commute to get to the office, so I wasn't wasting 2 hours commuting. And like, it can be done. It can be done. And then there is that point where staying in your corporate job is crippling to your business.
Right.
Where you have to take the leap. You've got to take the leap. So I want to congratulate you all on taking the leap. So how long has it been since you've been full-time in the business? It's been 4 years? 3?
4 years.
4 years. And of course, has it been the best decision ever?
The best decision ever.
It's amazing. We talk about this all the time at night. We're like, did you have an awesome day today? I'm like, it was an interesting day, but it was awesome. It was awesome.
There's nothing like, selling a product that you've created and working with a team that, is getting up every day and driving this vision together. It's exhilarating. There's no bad days. I mean, it's challenging, but I wouldn't have it any other way. Going and doing the corporate job again, that's scary to me.
Oh yeah. One of I love how I've got every noise right now in the background.
That's okay.
I got dog. My dog has been silent all day.
He's so cute. You should just show him.
Yeah, when he comes back around this way, I will. There's an emergency. There's fire alarm. So thank you all. This is real life. I was making a point. So at what point, like when you talk about the, building a team and the big vision, like, how has it been when it was just like the two of you, and now to have like this bigger team and have like, this bigger footprint? What has changed in your leadership style as you've been building your team?
It's constantly evolving, because as you're growing, it's just changing, and everybody has to really be comfortable being uncomfortable constantly. As the business grows faster, everything is changing. So you have to be comfortable, and I say you have to be comfortable being uncomfortable, because we're constantly testing things, driving new product, and some of it isn't successful. And so you are just aligned with really, really intelligent people that are, listening intently to the customer and constantly iterating. So, but as the team is growing, you're not working in the same facet that you were maybe a month ago. So sometimes you are the cheerleader, sometimes you're the doer, but yeah, it's constantly shifting.
Yeah, there's definitely been the evolution where like, I don't know that there's a handbook on how to be a CEO or a CRO. Like, if there is, somebody send it to me.
Right.
Like, once when I think I nail it, then I'm like, didn't have it. I had it, did not have it. So I know that we've kind of had conversations in the past about like when you're choosing a co-founder, that it's like a marriage. So like, how did you approach, choosing each other, but how do you keep that relationship strong? Because I'm sure there have been like twists and turns, and even the world went topsy-turvy 6 months ago. So like, how have you nurtured your relationship and your communication styles as co-founders to really build the company?
There's nobody I'd rather work with, but I'll let Autumn answer this question.
Oh, well, I think it's, there's something called blind trust.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be able to truly trust the person that you're going to do something like this with. So, and you have to trust yourself. That's the other thing, because they always say that building a company, being a co-founder or a solo founder, it's lonely. And that's true.
Mm-hmm.
What gets crazy is sometimes you might think your mind can be your worst enemy. Like you overthink things and you overthink things and you overthink things. And you have to constantly kind of take a step back and look at your team, look at your mission, and always think about putting your co-founders first. Think about, what can you do to help them do better? How can you be better for them? And I feel like our team all cares so much about our business and our customers and our team that, at the center of what makes our company great is the actual passion and care for each other and our customers and our team. Those things, the focus on that, it's magical. And I think that's why they fall in love with the idea of being an entrepreneur. Is you get something that's really unique at the core of founding a really good business. And, you talk to people that have founded a company or have invested in a company, and they're really super successful, but they're just drawn to the entrepreneurial life because there's something really magical that ignites inside of you creatively when you go into this world. But again, I think the key to all of that is the trust. You trust that you're going to be able to deliver and they're going to be able to deliver back to you, and you quiet your mind, and all of a sudden it's like locked and loaded. And that's wonderful.
Oh my goodness, all the hearts, rainbows, all the things. So let's talk about this overthinking, because I think that's something we see quite a bit in our practice, and that's something that I coach around quite a bit, the idea of like overthinking, or like the PowerPoints on the PowerPoints on the PowerPoint before you actually take action. So what are some of your tricks to combat the overthinking?
There's so many. Autumn and I are extremely, we're regimented about particular things. Number one, we try to exercise every single day.
Yep.
The exercise is pretty hardcore. We're, riding a Peloton. We also do meditation.
Cody's my favorite instructor.
I love him too. But I'm really into Alex Toussaint, and I use his quick meditation constantly throughout my day, where he does the, and we could all do this together, breathing confidence. So, and doubt, let it out. And
Did y'all hear that? Breathe in the confidence. Doubt, let it
out. And he says he does that in front of he wakes up in the morning. He does that before he gets out of bed. He gets in the mirror in his bathroom and he says that, and he screams it the third time about the doubt. And I think as anybody in business, or it's just, you've got to clear your mind of any doubt, and you have to be clear on your vision, and you have to make a lot of quick decisions. And so clearing your head is a good routine.
Well, and Cass, can I just say something like in compliment to my co-founder for a minute, Kita? Cassandra makes really good decisions. She makes
Yeah.
amazing decisions when it comes to thinking about our customers and designing our platform, to shifting the direction of our company, making a pivot, when to make a pivot, where we sit within the context of, I hear your baby barking.
I love that
Where,
dog, though.
I know, it's so cute. As I was saying, Cassandra makes great decisions. I think that is, you have to have a really strong leader at the helm.
Strong leader
I
at
say
the
you pick,
helm. I'm
yeah,
a
pick up the
Dante.
puppy and put him in the,
Do agree.
Dante, come
Dante,
Come here. Come here.
little Dante.
He was like literally barking at the door. Dante, come here. Okay. And we're working on that. He's 8 weeks old.
Not,
He's
no
adorable.
judgment.
I think you should have held him. He's a
Yeah.
baby.
He was doing okay. Anyway, so you have a really great leader at the helm,
Yes.
making really great decisions. I do
Yeah.
think that I say that entrepreneurship, 90% of it is a head game.
Mhm.
That like there's the execution and the vision and the day-to-day, but like staying in your lane, making those choices, trusting your gut, not spinning too long, that takes consistent effort, and you know, being able to set the North Star and rally everyone else around the North Star. So I think that thank you for that. That was all the things. So then what advice would you give our group here that may be looking for co-founders right now? Besides trusting one another, is there anything else that you would suggest to them?
Everybody asks us this. It's funny.
I know. I think you're getting into a relationship that is going to be a long one, and you know, just being with somebody that you know how to resolve conflict, and that is going to go the distance no matter what comes in front of you. So that, and you know, I just know that my co-founders will always go the distance. I call Autumn the money magnet, and
Hello.
you just always need a money magnet with you wherever you go.
I love it. Money magnet. I think that I know what to get you for Christmas, something that's monogrammed. That's money magnet. Okay, so I've been dying to ask this. Dying. Let's talk about sales. And I've been on this whole like grandstand about if you're not selling something, you're an eccentric hobbyist.
Right.
And I think that our side hustlers, our business owners, our ladies that are scaling in this group, were, you know, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, doing both. There's such a hesitation around sales. So what is some of your advice around, you know, doing the high impact sales, or, you know, how do you approach it? What are some of your tips?
Well, we work with our teams with a lot of just consistency. You know, depending upon where you're at in your company's development, you know, in the initial phase, you have to find your product market fit. And from there, you have to build the right sales process to target the right buyers. And from there, you've got to bring on your teams, get them educated and acclimated to both your selling style and the consistent process internally and externally with your customers. So it's a lot of regimen and process. It's a lot of being able to articulate and verbally teach a person to come in and be able to replicate what you've built. And then the scale side of it. So the tips and tricks on scaling and selling your business at a faster clip so that more customers can enjoy your platform and your application. You know, so I think for us, our big benefit is obviously that we know what our customers are going through because we've experienced it. I think that's one of the unique advantages that we have as founders, is we're so close to our customers in that we know their life, we know them very well. But from a secret sauce perspective, I think it's the regimen, man. It's the blueprint. And that secret sauce, you have to know us really well to get.
Okay, I'll get it later. I won't ask now. But no, like, I think that that's the thing that, like, the consistency factor. Like, and sometimes it's the planting harvesting where it feels like all I'm doing is planting. Where are my tomato plants? Well, that's 90 to 180 days plus in the future, but you have to do something every day to
Mhm.
drive the sales. You have to be doing something, especially for some of our folks that are earlier on in their entrepreneurial pursuits, that, like, yes, sometimes it's going to look like a goose egg. But if you are not daily doing something, it's going to continue to be a goose egg. So, like, I appreciate that nugget on the consistency and process part. So thank you for sharing that. And I
Mm.
Successfully team, are we listening? Consistency. I'm always talking consistency, 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 consistency. So over the last few years, you've had this phenomenal growth. And so how do you see without giving away too much, how do you see the brand evolving? Where do you want to take PartnerTap?
I think our brand is evolving on a daily basis. We started out and we were a platform that helped salespeople, and we've really evolved into not just helping sales teams, but we also help partner teams and channel teams. And so, really, the thing that's so exciting about PartnerTap and the opportunity that we've created here is that we are connecting companies globally. We're connecting one company and their data to another company's data around their prospects and customers, and delivering insights that drive revenue. And so one sale actually leads to hundreds of new sales, that leads to hundreds of new sales. So that's the exciting opportunity at PartnerTap, is you don't just have to sell one and then sell the next one. The next one is already knocking on your door,
Mhm.
or they're signing up at the same time. So that's what made Autumn and I think get so excited in the beginning about jumping out and doing that side hustle
I love
for
it.
a while.
Awesome. So I know that you've done some fundraising. So what has been like your experiences with that? I think, like, when you look at there's a lot of data around women in fundraising getting less than 2% of VC dollars. What has been your experience? Did you feel like your sales background made it easier to pitch, or what were some of your experiences?
So we've raised money, and fundraising is definitely a sales process,
Mm-hmm.
and it's all about selling shares in your company. And I think the one thing to note is you need to be very picky about who you sell shares to your company, because you're going to be with that person for the long haul. And so you don't want to take just every deal. And I think the exciting thing about PartnerTap is that we haven't taken every deal.
Mm-hmm.
We've been very particular about the people that we've brought into this company, and we have some amazing strategic investors. And, right now we have a lot of room to make decisions about what we want to do with the company and where we want to take it. So we're just really excited. And I think anybody, don't look at the numbers. It's in your head. And if you want to go raise VC money, go do it. Go
Mm-hmm.
take, go take 100 meetings. And if you don't get a check, then figure out what happened. But I just think a lot of people quit before they've even run 5 meetings.
Mm.
So yes, it is, the numbers are not great. They're
Mm-hmm.
horrible. But I don't know if VC money is right for everybody.
Yeah, I
Um,
think that especially in the B2B SaaS space, that's like the gold standard for success, is that you did this fundraising versus revenue.
and I think for us, there was a lot of companies that were funded and pre-COVID, and they shut down. we didn't have to do that. You know, I think right when COVID hit, there was 2 weeks where we looked at each other and were a little bit nervous. But again, it was like all of a sudden, 2 weeks late after the first 2 weeks, everybody was remote. And so the way people partnered changed overnight. And our business started taking off. And had we had venture backing at that point in time, I don't know what the case would have been, but we got to make our own decisions. And so I think we're very lucky, and everything that's happened to us along this journey has been the right thing to happen to us. So we're excited for the future. And right now our pipeline is so large that it's like we can't even handle it with the people we have. So it's an exciting spot to be in. You know, I mean, fast forward from 4 years ago, we're in such a, dark time, but exciting time for the company. And who knows, what we might go raise, we might not. It really depends on, what we as a team decide we want to do.
Well, thank you so much for that. I think that's incredible, especially I think that there are still some folks that are spinning around with what happened with COVID. Like, what are we going to do? There is something to be said that it was 2 weeks of what are we going to do, and then getting into action. And we've even experienced that here on the Success Bully side of the house, where there was a moment where we lost 40% of our revenue because that was my speaking engagements.
Right.
And went out of the window, and I'm so proud of my team. Hi, Maggie. Hi, Monica. Hi, Aya. I'm so proud of my team that we just jumped in. We had a bunch of brainstorms, and it was like, what are we going to do? What does this look like? And we got into motion. It wasn't, a panic for a very long time. So I think that there is so much opportunity, especially, the world has gone topsy-turvy, but seizing the opportunities, that takes action. So thank you for seizing the opportunities. Thank you for seizing the opportunities. So so is your entire team, were you all working remote pre-COVID, or was that did that happen for you all?
We were actually about to get a larger office space.
Okay.
And we didn't move forward. And so, our team, it wasn't difficult to be remote with our team. And like I said, the decisions that we made have the big decisions we made have been the right decisions.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So, Autumn, coming in hot for you. Let's talk about time management. So we call it ruling your time, because management implies it has a choice. When you rule your time, you're the monarch of it. So how do you time protect? How do you prioritize your day to day?
Well, in the beginning, I look at my day and I think about, is this going to provide high value, high impact?
Yes.
Is it low value, low impact? And from that, I kind of look through the day and I look at my meetings and I decide what's the most important things? What are my big rocks? I pick 3 big rocks and I make sure that I get those accomplished. And then everything else, I put it through the high impact, the importance. Is that something that is immediate right now? Do I have to get it done? And does it provide value? If not, then I'll push it to the next day or the next day. It doesn't matter. You're not going to get everything done in a day. And I think as we grow, as our business evolves, you have to really learn how to be a piece of taffy, because
a piece of taffy. Go on, tell me more.
Because some days all of a sudden your calendar magically evaporates and you have nothing going on, so to speak. It's a little innocuous because you think you have nothing going on.
Right.
But as you and I know, as all of us know, you always stuff that you have to do. So those days provide a wonderful opportunity for you to get to those things that were on the lower end of the scale that you've been kind of sweeping out the week. But during the busy days, I typically look at ways to really make the most out of my days.
I love it. I love the high impact, high value. high impact, high value.
Right.
And I
Yeah.
too would like to be a piece of taffy. I'd like to be like salted caramel if I had to choose a flavor.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
Like there's a little sweet savory combination, you know?
I like peppermint saltwater taffy. I know that's probably nasty
Ooh.
to some people, but I've always liked that. You get the box of all the taffy.
That's the one where I'm like, you want a piece of taffy?
Right, giving it away. Mhm.
And
Yeah.
so, Cass, tell me any productivity hacks that you'd like to share. How do you kind of manage your time?
Well, it's an interesting time. You know, I'm a mom and we're in virtual school.
Oh yeah.
So right now it's all about work and school and that's it. And so I just feel for everybody that has children that are younger than school age, toddlers,
Mm-hmm.
because I don't have any hacks for them. I'm that I just send good vibes to all of the moms
Just like
and dads
hearts,
dealing with
hearts to you
toddlers.
all.
Yes, yes. So, you know, I've got, you know, my teammate, Jared, and we're always shucking and jiving. Somebody's
Mm-hmm.
making breakfast, somebody's doing this on this call, on that call, get this person on their call. And right now it's just a different time. It's a different time. And so it's all about school and work, and there's no hacks. It's just getting it done. Getting it done.
I like it. Getting it done. Getting it done.
You know
And I
what?
think,
The only thing I will say that is on the horizon, and I'm such an optimist, it can make people sick sometimes, but after having children and going through corporate America and just having a normal, now not having children my children are older adult age now, and I don't have to take care of them. But I'll tell you that my ability to handle a day is like 10x what it was from when I was a mom. So I can only imagine we're going to have moms and dads that are like ninjas with their time when when
right.
they get out of this, because this is crazy. Like the fact that you've got I was at a woman's house the other day. Her husband built these little like cubicles in the living room for their children, where they would go in, shut the door, and they have their little office rooms where they do their classrooms. Three children, 3 different grades, and the mom and dad are expected to manage 3 different curriculums throughout the day and hold down 2 separate jobs, very high profile, high demanding jobs. I don't know how I will tell you right now, when you ask me that, I feel disgusting in saying what I say about time management, because I am not going anywhere near what these folks are dealing with. Right. So frankly, I would like to do a whole call where we just sit and they just school me on time management, because they'll probably
clearly I need to be on that one. I've been quarantining for one. And a recent addition, barking in the background, is Dante. I'll show everybody Dante in a second. But like, that's my biggest responsibility is now I got to walk the dog, you know? So yeah, some of my philosophies on time management, I live a very different life. I'm 41 years old and not married, no kids, living my best life, you know? So, yeah, Dante barked in the background. Like that's
I'll have a glass of wine to deal with the stress at the end of the day.
Yeah, like that's as stressful as it's gonna get for me.
Cool.
I think
Not
though
cool.
that everybody now is a little less uptight about a dog barking in the background, a child walking into the room.
It's real life. This is real life.
And I appreciate that. I mean, I think we need to give everybody just a little bit more grace. And I think because of what's happened, we are. And I think it's a good thing. I think that I think we should always enable moms that are working. And, you know, we have a lot of moms on our team, and you know, if they need extra time, or the dads on our team that need extra time because, let's say, you know, because of homeschool, we're giving that. I mean, we have to support working moms and dads.
Yeah.
And so what if a dog barks twice? So what if a
Hasn't
baby
barked
cries?
all day. Hasn't barked all day though.
I mean, I was on a meeting with somebody that had an 18-month-old on his lap, and he just said, you know, my wife's left and she
This
had
is
to
what
go
we're
get
doing.
groceries, and baby's out of formula, so it's what we're doing. Exactly. It's just a new world now.
Oh yeah, and I don't think we're not going to go back to normal.
Mm-mm.
It's
This is
a new
normal.
normal for sure. I know that I am perfectly okay with not putting on pants and doing stuff.
We didn't need to know that, but
But I put on jeans today. I put on jeans today because jeans don't lie. Your leggings will lie to you. Jeans will tell you the truth about your workout regimen, about your eating habits. Jeans never lie to you.
right, that's right.
So I try to wear jeans once a week. So
True
you got
story.
my studded shirt and jeans today. So I'm feeling quite slender today. Okay, so let's talk about goal setting, because you know this is my jam. This is my
Oh.
jam. So how do you and the team, how do you all approach because I know you are stretch goals kind of gals. So how do you approach it?
Mm-hmm. Well, I can just give you mine real quick, and then I'm sure Cass can tell you 10x what I do. But stretch, to me, it's SMART goals and stretch goals are interesting. And I think you should always be focusing on stretch goals, not just SMART goals, because if you're only focusing on SMART goals, you'll take your eye off the bigger prize, which is overarching and reaching for the bigger, whatever that bigger mountain is that you're climbing towards.
Yeah.
And so I set a series of SMART goals that are in alignment with my inevitable next journey post building a company and doing bigger things. So I'm constantly, I have a, you know, my categories of the goals that I work on, and I check in with myself. And I also have, you know, a coach, a business coach, and as most of us do. You know, obviously Cassandra is constantly working with me as a partner, a business partner, to, you know, improve my ability to hold myself accountable. So it's great. I'm living my best life too, Kita.
Oh yeah, yeah you are. What about you, Cass?
I'm always a person that has written goals out. I'm that person that has the vision board for years, every year. And then in terms of the company, we're always setting, you know, if it's on the sales revenue side, I mean, we've got weekly goals, we have monthly goals, we have quarterly goals, and we have annual goals. And Autumn's right. I'm always saying, so how do we 10x this piece?
There's not goals. It's like constantly moving. It's like, this is okay. You hit one goal, before you hit it, you know, oh, hi Cassandra, what's going on? You know how you guys just, can we, yeah.
How do we 10x this?
Yeah. And
I'm
then,
like,
you know,
I don't know.
But then you have, you know, the product team and the customer success team. And so we're always setting goals for each area. But then we come together weekly and we talk about, you know, what's happened, what have we done, what has the team done. And this team is constantly exceeding goals. So guess what?
Yeah.
We need to make them higher.
I know that one.
Right. Right.
So I do want to, Autumn, you made a great segue for me, so I'm going to double down on this one. Let's talk about coaching, because I think that this is something, like, obviously I'm a coach, this is what I do, but I am coached. And at what point as an entrepreneur did you decide to get a coach, or have you had a coach in your corporate life too? So tell me about your rationale for a coach, and what made you decide to get one.
Yeah. So I've always had coachable moments. We all do. And I think I've been able to, in my career and in my trajectory, been very lucky to have been surrounded by incredibly brilliant people. And so, you know, whether it was a person that I looked up to in the ranks in my organizations, and or looked down the ladder, that I thought were just doing things amazing. Humbly, I feel like there's a lesson to be learned from the janitor to the person that runs the company.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, I look for opportunities in any person to learn something new. So I've always had a coach, since day one. So I mean, that's my kind of perspective on coaching. And I think as far as having a coach, I think because we are kind of pushed into this place where we don't have as many people to go meet with and network with, I thought it was important to continue to have the ability to absorb from other people. So I've been focusing heavily on networking with professionals. And then also I brought a person in once every 2 weeks. We meet and we just go through where I'm at professionally and personally to try to build my business acumen and my perspective on, as we grow and we build out our teams, how I can make everyone's lives better, both in my company and externally for my customers. Whether it's revenue or whether I do something different in the company, continually thinking bigger than where I'm thinking today.
Oh yeah.
And putting money behind it. It's not like you're putting money behind it. It makes it important. It makes you work harder to
when
do
you
it.
invest, you totally think about it differently. What about you, Cass?
Exactly.
Well, I've always been a big proponent for coaches. I think I even remember years ago having a life coach, being on the sales floor. Those are always my best years. So I think, and especially in entrepreneurship, this is a long game. And I look at it kind of like an athlete. I have to constantly be doing things that people think are impossible. And a coach will help push you. And so I think anybody that is in the business world should have a coach if you want to improve and get better and reach those goals. You need a coach, and the best people have coaches.
I currently have 3 coaches.
Kita, that's why I think you're the best.
Yep.
I got a health coach. I got a coach that works with me and my stuff, and then I have a coach on, we're scaling, so I have a coach to help us scale. So
yeah, great.
I am overcoached.
I think coaching, and I think peer groups are really good too. So I know you've come to my CEO group before. And so I think especially when you're going through building a business, having other peers talk to you about, the struggles and successes in their business, you start to realize that, everybody's going through the same things. And so it's just good to always have a pulse check and look outside your bubble. And coaches and peer groups do that.
Yeah.
So,
And I think that when you are the C-suite executive, you're on this island where you can't share your innermost feelings with the team. And that is being able to share that in a safe space with a coach, besides the next leveling and the I feel like my personal coach, we have I can be very vulnerable. Like, I'm worried about this. Right. Let's brainstorm how we're going to fix it. Okay, lightning round. What are you reading? Because leaders are readers. So what are you reading? What's on your nightstand right now?
I have this book, and I want to. This is a local author.
Okay, Seduction.
Kristen.
Okay.
This is such a great read. It's actually not a business book, but love Kristen Young. You all need to check it out. She is actually a friend, so I'm pitching her book, but I'm also love this book.
Awesome. What about you, Autumn? What are you reading?
So I just finished a book recently And I've got Bad Blood is a new book I'm about to pick up and read.
Ooh.
I
Yeah,
like
it's a
that
little
one.
bit. Is it good? Have you read
It's
it?
good. Yes.
Oh, great.
Very
Awesome.
good.
Awesome. Yeah, I read,
She's the
and
2%.
okay, I'm
She was
excited about
funny.
it. I'm excited about it.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so we're going to land the plane. So any advice that you would give this community, any parting thoughts that you like to share with us?
Mm.
I would just say you've got to believe in your goal. And I'm telling you, Alex Toussaint, breathe in the confidence, doubt, let it out. Seriously, he is on to something.
There you go. What about you, Autumn? What's your last takeaway for everyone?
Engage with everything around you. I think as we continue on this path and this journey of building a company, you kind of think, oh man, I'm not going in the right direction because this doesn't feel good to me. But I think Cass touched on it earlier that sometimes the things that we weren't sure of 100%, and we just went down that path and we leaned in, ended up being the best thing for us, whether we realized it or not. So just living life, engaging in all things and not placing judgment on them, but moving past all experiences and chalking it up to, this is the game, this is the life, we've got to go through it, and then reflecting and going, aha.
Y'all just got some really good free coaching. You're welcome, everyone.
Thank you, Keita.
You're welcome.
Yes,
Thank you.
Shall
Thank
I
you. Thank
Venmo
you.
you?
Thank you both for joining us. Hang on the line for a second. I'm going to land the plane really quickly. Once again, I'm Keita Williams, founder and chief strategist of Success Bully. And this little nugget, I don't know if I introduced him to the group. This is Dante. This is who is making all the noise in the background. So that's Dante the Sharpay. You can follow him on Instagram at Dante on the Daily. Make sure you sign up for the 5 days of focus challenge. It starts on October 12th, and we're going to walk you through our transformational process to get clear on your goals, break those down into steps, and then we're going to give you tips on how to track and stay accountable. That starts October 12th, and you can sign up at successbully.com/challenge. All right, y'all, let's get after it. Bye. Stop the live stream.